Hey guys, it's Ryan from Titan, and this is going to be video number two for the 10-week video release that I'm doing, talking about the album singles, or sorry, singles, the songs on the album, our first album, The Human Experience, and last week was the title track of the record, The Human Experience, and I just went into super depth with the everything behind the song. Um, Everything we do is in house. Basically, we outsource very little because we're just such a smaller band that we this is what we do. We A lot of it's just DIY. 99% of everything we do is DIY. I'd say the only thing we don't do at this point DIY at this point right now in 2024 is having our friends in Heretic Printing print our merch. Besides that, we basically do everything else. Well, actually, and recording like the finals, like the professional versions of the songs, we go through Nick Miller from A Skylight Drive. That's the homie. He has been there for us on this journey. But actually, I forgot to even say that on the last song. So I will also say this. So luckily, I did have it on the lyric sheet. But for the lyric sheet of the last song, The Human Experience, it was recorded, mixed, and mastered by Nick Miller. But demos and everything like that, we do it all. Album artworks, all that stuff, we do it all. So yes. Sorry. Anyways, so this is the album that we have, The Human Experience. And the second track from it is Transcending. Now, the thing about Transcending is that it is a instrumental. I feel like it's important for any band to have an instrumental. Some of my favorite records of all time have instrumentals. And I didn't really, when I was younger, I heard them and I'm thinking, why would they put a song out with no lyrics? And then I realized because, I guess I can't really speak for them, but for some of the songs that I've heard that are instrumentals only, they did not need lyrics. They were powerful by themselves. They were awesome. They're like either chuggy heavy and like hell yeah, like headbanging, just great instrumental, or you have stuff that's a lot more emotional. Transcending was that for us. So originally, for the record, Transcending was also I'll throw this out there. Transcending was mixed and recorded and mastered by Nick Miller from A Skylight Drive. This is our homie right here. If you go to our if you want to see these artworks or save them to your own personal collection, if you want to, you can go to our website titanmetal.com and /songs, and you can look all this up. Uh, yeah, so it's all here. Awesome. So the thing about it is that um, the song is emotional. So the whole song, The Human Experience, you know, had an intro, and the intro was Transcending. So when we were writing this song, we were thinking, oh man, what would, like, how do we want it to feel? How do we want it to, how do we want this to work? Well, previously we have another song that's coming out later on, and that song and another song inspired these two. They were made at the same time, Transcending and The Human Experience, and it was one long session that me and David had. So we basically had this. We were like, we went 2 minutes of this intro and then like the actual song, but it's me broken up into two pieces. And originally the album was supposed to be called Transcending the Human Experience, but we're like, fuck, dude, that's really long. So let's put Transcending first and then the Human Experience second. That way, when the tracks are going down the list, it says Transcending the Human Experience. We just wanted to play along with that. But Nick Miller, with the God himself talking about it, he was like, hey, don't do that because you're a newer band. You want that first song to hit, catch the hook, put it second, because the last half of the Human Experience sounds like Transcending, because that's what it is. And we were like, all right, fuck it. I trust you. Let's do this. Let's do that. So, also another thing I wanted to point out was the whole premise behind Transcending is an emotional feel. It's it's if you listen to it, I would say honestly, like the best time to listen to that song is with headphones on and you're just laying in bed and like there's like bad weather outside. Like I'm talking about like a storm or something. Because when we were writing it, it was hot as fuck. It was hella hot. Like don't get me wrong, it was fucking hot. But all of a sudden there was a storm that hit, and that song was playing in the background while I was cooking, and I was like I had that like a nostalgic feeling almost, and I was like, whoa, okay. So I ran back over here to my desk and I cranked that shit up, and I sat outside like because like I have a window right here, and I was sitting outside and it was like storming outside, but I could hear this because like it's just so loud, and it just had gave me this like nostalgic like oh my god like feeling like if I was like 16 again, going through my emo phase and shit. But when I was at work the next day, I literally just listened to that Dropbox MP3 on repeat, like all day, and I was just emotional all day. So definitely, if you're like feeling shit or you want to feel shit, listen to Transcending. It's not that long. It's like a minute and a half, I think, or a minute 30. It's a minute and a half. It's just powerful. It's one of those instrumentals that's just powerful by itself. It doesn't need lyrics. We did want lyrics on it. Well, we didn't want vocals on it, and it was going to be a guest vocalist that we were actually going to write this for, that she was going to do all the vocals on. But we decided, let's make this whole record without a guest vocalist. Um, and then the next thing we do, we'll put a vocalist. We asked her and she said that she was down, so that's awesome. Now, I know some of you have already heard the record, so you do know there's a guest vocalist on it. And when we get to that song, I will explain why there is a guest vocalist on it. But that guest vocalist spot was on the track, or he already had a guest spot on it before I even put my vocals on it. And when we get there, I'll explain that. But for to keep moving forward with this, the album basically wasn't gonna have any on it at all. So we scratched that and then finished this song. The artwork behind it was me learning. This is just another thing of me learning how to do Photoshop, and I was like, well, I want it to represent how it makes people feel or something like that. And so with the artwork behind it, I decided I wanted like some brain to like, because it makes you think about stuff. It's like that nostalgic, spark, and just added some cool, space black hole portal things and just threw it together, and then threw this weird fucking like diagram thing going off. So it was just a cool little thing, and it's just something me trying to learn. But yeah, that's the behind the info on Transcending. Again, thanks guys for supporting the band, listening to us. We're available on Spotify and YouTube and Facebook and anywhere you could find us, anywhere you could stream your music. I have 8 more to do, and it is 2:35 p.m. So anyone's keeping track, I'm gonna try to remember to bring that up every time because I'm just weird like that. So again, thanks guys so much for listening, and if you haven't heard the album, definitely give it a listen. I think you guys will like it. It has a lot on there. It has hardcore, thrash, metalcore, deathcore. Has a bit of everything on there. So thank you guys so much. We really all appreciate it.